Sometimes I forget that as a kid I learned a lot of magic. Like, more than the average nerd kind of a lot of magic. Like, hence all the insane amount of cards in the background. A lot kind of magic. So, in my normal juggling acts, I have some tricks that I can only describe as magic adjacent. And they're always really silly magic tricks that I've turned into jokes, like this one here. Let's see, here we go. And magic! Or this one here, where I try to solve a Rubik's Cube as fast as possible after mixing it up a little bit. So let's give it a bit more of a mix-up and see what we can do here. Maybe that should be good. Here we go. Set your timers. 3, 2, and solved. Ta-da! And it always surprises me that people don't get how the tricks are done, or, in better words, understand that I'm not actively trying to fool them. Especially when I do the second half of my jokes. Magic! And yeah, nobody's ever figured out how this trick is done. It's just totally, completely, 100% magical. Is it hot in here, or is it just me? Ta-da! And yeah, of course this is a magic trick. I'm not that good at solving Rubik's Cubes, but nobody has ever figured out how the trick is done. It's just totally, completely, 100% magical. And yeah, of course that's because the second half of my joke is just immediately revealing how the magic trick is done. And it's not just to spoil magic, it is actually because it would literally be impossible for me to continue the act without revealing the magic anyway. So I might as well turn it into a quick surprise, and then hopefully something funny. But what really baffles me, like really baffles me, is when I'm like halfway through my ring act doing tricks like these. And then it's always halfway through the act that someone will call out, they're double-sided, and that they just figured out how the magic trick is done. Like, I'd hope so! Okay, fine. I will say that this does usually only happen with children, most of the time, but that's of course because they take things very literally, and when I say I'm gonna magically make them change colors or something, they don't understand the sarcasm. But what really baffles me is they have to completely stop the show as I'm showing, like physically showing how the magic trick is done to tell everyone that they know how the magic trick is done and explain to them how the magic trick is done. Which is kind of funny, let's be honest. But on top of that, even if they did figure out how the trick is done, why do they have to tell the rest of the audience and destroy the mystery for them? Like, it completely spoils the show, and that's my job! But anyway, if anything, it made me realize how lucky I am to be a juggler and not a magician. But don't worry, I did come up with a few backup plans and bonus jokes in case a kid were to decide to interrupt the show again, because it happens so often. And of course, you always have to be prepared, la-di-da-di-da. But the first few times that happened were some of the most confused moments I have ever been while performing. But that brings me to the point of this video. It has happened again. People have started interrupting my show, telling me that they know how the trick is done. But here's the thing, I'm not doing a magic trick. I am literally just juggling cigar boxes the way that they are traditionally supposed to be juggled. Like this. And I don't know what it is about cigar boxes, like maybe I've just gotten so good that I make it look too easy, in which case I'm flattered, but please stop heckling me. But people will like constantly just say, magnets. Just magnets. And like, it's not just in person, it's on like YouTube videos, like TikTok live streams, Twitch live streams, all over the place. And it's not even just kids, it's adults too. But magnets. Magnets? What part of magnets would make cigar box juggling any easier? Like, are they like single-sided polarity so that they attach on both sides? Because the instant you start doing different flips and spins, they wouldn't stick together. Also, how would sticking together make any of these throws any easier? I don't get it! So I guess what I'm trying to say is it might have taken me by surprise that so many people think that magnets are how this happens. So just to clarify, this trick does not involve magnets. What they are solid wooden boxes with a little bit of felt on the end so that it has a little bit more grip. So instead of falling apart here, they fall apart here. And don't worry, the felt is sustained organically and sustainably from locally sourced Muppets. So here's the thing, that's been my comeback anytime someone has said magnets so far, and it's not good enough. Although the Muppets thing is new, I kinda liked that. Yeah, no, I'm decently proud of that one. Locally sourced Muppets. Oh goodness. Sorry, Gonzo. Now, only having one comeback that literally just stops the show in its tracks and explains to everybody that the trick is not as cool as they seem to think it is not gonna work. So let's see if we can come up with some more joke ideas. Give me a minute.
Oh, they're magnets.
Okay, I think that one might cut into my income a little bit too much, so I'll stick with the Muppet joke as one of the options, and let's see if we can come up with any other jokes. Okay, while I'm still coming up with crazy ideas, I think now's a good time to tell you that this video is supported by my patrons over on Patreon. Making videos like these, and well, anything else I do would not be possible without your guys' support, so if you're enjoying the show, do consider checking out the Patreon page at patreon.com/EvanTheJuggler. And by signing up to the Patreon, you not only get to support my work, but you also get exclusive Evan the Juggler content, like videos of my live in-person performances, which hopefully will have some of the jokes we come up today in them in the near future. It also involves Evan the Juggler's street performing course, and TikToks that were way too raunchy for TikTok, and so much more. So thank you so much to all of these awesome patrons, and I think I might have come up with a good joke by now, so let's get to it. Thanks again, patrons, you're awesome. Okay, so I was thinking about what I didn't like about my current explanation of how fundamental cigar box juggling works as my solution to the problem, and I think it's that it's not enough of a yes and. Instead, it just kind of stops my show, and well, it does shut them down, which is very effective, but it's not very fun. So what would happen if I go along with them? And of course, we can even try to do some side flips, or some like double side flips and turn it into Mills Mess, or of course even magnets? Oh no, no magnets here. You see, obviously that would make it much too easy to pull off all of these tricks, so yeah, yeah, no magnets here. Oh wait, I have a better idea. Yeah, so yeah, no magnets here. And no strings attached either. That kind of works. And yeah, of course, you can do all kinds of other crazy miming things, like getting really low to the ground, or just trying to come up with crazy ways to see if you can get them apart, and then just dropping it at the end would be hilarious. My other joke is, if I don't want to go through a whole miming act, I can just say, oh, the only magnets here are my magnetic personality. Which is a groaner, but it could work. Another fun idea is that you could actually get someone to hold the other one and be like, okay, ready? See? No magnets. But they're holding it, and then every time they move, you go, no, don't move. See? No magnets. No, don't move, come on. No magnets. It has potential. What else could work? Is there something with 3? Oh yeah, absolutely no magnets here. Look, see, they're definitely not attached. Let's try here. Yeah, see, not attached at all. Come on. Yeah, no what? Oh, where'd that go? Oh, wait, that wouldn't work. I was thinking you could almost make them float in the air, but that's not how actual physics works. Like, go to grab the third one and have these ones stay here like you're in space. But for a street performing act, I don't think that's gonna work. Maybe a stage show one day. Or I could go along with them even more and be like, oh yeah, magnets, you got me. Yep, they're yeah, they're totally... Yep, definitely magnet... gotta grab the other one too. Definitely 100% totally magnetic. Okay, they're not magnetic. That could work. Like, oh yeah, no, there's... Oh, man, you got me. Yeah, they are magnet. They do stick to... They stick... The magnets, the magnet... The magnet... The magnets totally hold them together perfectly. Oh, I don't think, oh, that might be hard, but if they say magnets, then what you could do is you could be like, oh, no magnets here, but I do have a third arm, because I do say, like, it looks like you have a third arm if you do it right. And then somehow I could, like, magic an arm to, like, try to grab it or something. I don't know. That would involve a lot more work, but it's another option. So yeah, I think that those ideas actually do have a lot of potential, and I'm pretty proud of them. But yeah, I think they'll be so much more playful and hopefully actually get a laugh, because I've never gotten a laugh with my balancing showcase trick, because it's not a joke. And yeah, with comedy juggling, the kind of goal is to get a laugh. So I'm hoping that I get some laughs. And on top of that, once I start miming, if they do actually like it, I can just keep trying to get more and more crazy with my attempts to pull them apart. Like, over the head trying to pull it apart, or even behind the back, which is surprisingly hard to do. The possibilities are endless. And I also really like the idea of someone else holding it and then you having to mime pulling it apart, but they keep moving, so you get mad at them. It's a little bit ridiculous, but sometimes that's funny. So it is now a new day, and I've officially attempted the new jokes 2 separate times. And the first attempt was at the Polson Night Market, and how do I put this? The weather was terrible. So I only really had one attempt to actually try to do the joke, because I only had one attempt to do cigar boxes before there was like nobody watching, because it was raining like crazy. Exhibit A. And so, here's my attempt number 1. The extra big side flip into a very low catch. Ta-da! The crowd goes, wow, you're too kind, thank you. Thank you very much. It's usually at about this point that everybody thinks they know how the trick is done. They're like, oh, come on, they're all magnetic, right? Sadly, these ones, there's no magnets involved in these ones. They're just, oh, yeah, no, okay. Yeah, no magnets whatsoever. Come on. You hold that yellow one, okay? You just hold it, and then don't move. Okay. No, don't move. Oh, hold again, don't move. See, no magnets whatsoever. There we go. Oh, thank you very much. And yes, as you can see, yep, there's no magnets. But of course, let's see if we can do some more juggling tricks. How does that sound? Of course, it sounds great. And so I attempted they're not magnetic, and then they don't come apart joke. And the whole point of bringing the GoPro was to be able to hear the laughs, and they were laughing at the joke, which is a great sign. But because of the rain, and I don't know what the other background noise is, it's really hard to hear the laughing. But I promise, it was there. So it is a success, especially the giving it to another person. The only failure was my ability to actually make myself be in the shot for the camera. I don't know how I messed that up. But when I gave it to the other person, everybody was like chuckling along. It was great, okay? It was great. And now we move on to the Kelowna Farmers Market, which also had great weather until I got there, and then it immediately started raining. So I had one attempt while it was just barely sprinkling of another version of the new joke. And of course, my favorite side flip, an extra big flip into a very low catch. What? And at this point, everybody wants to say that, oh, obviously I know how you do it. They're magnets. But yeah, no, you got me. They are magnetic. They're just total. They stick to. Oh, it's this side. No, okay, this side? That one? No, okay, it's no strings attached. So yeah, there's no magnets, but what they are nice little blocks of wood with a little bit of felt on the ends. And don't worry, the felt makes it extra fun, because instead of falling apart here, they fall apart here. And don't worry, the felt is sustained organically by locally sourced Muppets. So of course, that means I can try to do. So essentially what I've figured out is that there's 2 different ways I can go about the new jokes, and each of them have different forking roads I can choose from. But essentially there's the, they're not magnetic, they're stuck, or the one that I did at the Kelowna Farmers Market, where I go, oh yeah, you got me, they're magnetic. They're totally, they're magnetic. So you can either go along with them, or shut them down, but in a funny way. Which is great, because now I have options. And on top of that, the Muppet joke is the shortest version of all of those jokes, so if I really just want to move on with the routine, I can do that one, and that's good enough now. I'm happy with it, is what I'm trying to say. I'm happy with all of the jokes we've come up with. It just depends on the audience, so I gotta experiment a little bit more with different audiences to see who likes what joke better, and then we're good to go. So in conclusion, if I notice that a weird heckle happens more often than I expect it to, which honestly is like, I don't expect it to happen if it's a weird heckle, but if it happens more often than a few times, then I like to work on my comeback and try to write some real jokes for it, or at least add some entertainment value to the comeback itself. So this was certainly a great excuse to throw some cigar boxes around and try to make myself laugh. And hopefully some other people in the future too. Let me know which ones are your favorite in the comments, I would love to hear it. But of course, always remember that if you see a cigar box juggler in the wild, there is a 100% chance that there are no magnets used whatsoever, and it's just complete and total talent, skill, and a little bit of too much time on their hands. Thanks for watching. Come on. No, we'll do it. Or, can you grab that side? I grab this side. Yeah, no. They're stuck.